Hey everyone, and on today's vlog, we are going to be discussing Bilder from Monkey Shine Games. Let's build it! Hey Sarah, how's it going?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
Good. So what are we discussing today?
Today we are discussing Bilder, which is a 2 to 12 player game. Now we were able to play this game with my parents who live with us. Unfortunately though, they did not want to be on camera for the vlog, so we are just going to talk about it after we play. So let's talk a little bit about Bilder. Now Bilder has a set of rules that you can choose to play with or not, and there are kind of a few different areas of those rules, and you can kind of pick and choose how you want to play. If you want the game to be more difficult or challenging or that kind of thing, you can leave out certain things or add certain things in. So you can play with sound effects. You could say that sound effects are not allowed. You can play with or without these how cards, and they can make it a little bit more challenging if you include them, but you don't have to include them if you don't want to. So there are a lot of different ways that you can make this game harder or easier depending on sort of what your group would like to experience. We're going to kind of throw everything at you today just so you can see sort of everything that's in the box and what exactly can be done with all of the contents of the box. So we have all of these cool wooden bits. There's all kinds of neat pieces here, including some meeples. There's a little dog-looking character that I like quite a bit. There are sort of random bits like this. It looks like a teardrop, maybe. There are also things that I'm not really sure what they are. Like this to me looks kind of like a slingshot, but I mean, it could also be used as like maybe a support column if you needed it for something like that. There's all these different kinds of wooden blocks here, and we're going to be trying to use these to express some sort of ideology or particular thing or that kind of thing, because we are going to be trying to get our fellow players to guess a particular thing. So each player at the start of their turn, when they are going to be the builder, they get a what card, and it has two options on it. So this one says a ladder or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think that would be pretty difficult to get people to guess that I was trying to make the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but a ladder seems doable. So I'm going to choose a ladder. Now, normally I wouldn't tell you this. I would just look at this card privately and I'd make a decision about which one of these to pick. I would also, if you were playing with the how cards, I would select a how card to play with as well. So these are going to sort of dictate how I have to build. Sometimes they talk about which blocks I can use or how many blocks or how I have to use those blocks. Sometimes it'll say, like there's one out here right now that says that I can't stack anything. It has to all be flat on the surface of the table. This one says that I would have to play with my wrists touching and I wouldn't be able to separate my wrists the whole time. So there are a lot of different ways in which you might be constricted when playing with the how cards. So I am going to play with the flat surface one because I'm going to try to get you to guess ladder. And I think I can build a ladder on a flat surface and it won't take away too much from the overall concept of a ladder. So once I've got my clue card, once I've got my how card, I'm going to refill this deck right here with a new how card. And then I am going to attempt to build my what card using the parameters set forth by my how card. So I'm going to be trying to build a ladder. And I think that I will use these pieces to start with. All right, so normally there's no talking. Players can shout out guesses as I build. So here I've constructed what I believe to resemble a ladder. Hopefully you think it does too, and you're able to guess ladder.
Is it a ladder, Sarah?
It is a ladder, Nick. You win the card. So now when we play with the what cards, when a player at the table successfully guesses what it is, they get the what card. When we're playing with the how cards, the builder gets to keep the how card. Now, every what and how card have some letters on them. For example, this one has an E. Nick's what card has, I think, a D, right? Mm-hmm. So we are trying to have the most points at the end of the game, which is when any one player completes the word builder. And they are spelling it in what I believe to be potentially a European spelling. It's Bilder. So when one player has collected all of the cards that they need to spell the word builder, then the game will end. That player will get an additional 3 points, and then every player will add 1 point for every card that they have acquired. Whoever has the most points wins. So that is Builder. There's some fun stuff when we were playing with my parents. We played, I think, like one of them was like a jetpack. And so the player who was the builder, they took these two pieces and they were like, we were playing the variation that they could make noises. So they were like, and they were making it look like it was a meeple wearing a jetpack. And then there were ones like where we had I don't remember what it was, but there was like something about transporting goods. So my dad, he was like...
It was a robbery. That's what it was.
That's right. That's what it was. So it was a robbery, and my dad, he like took the meeple and he like got him to carry the box to the car, and then he like put it in the car, and then he like went back and he like picked up another thing with the meeple and he like carried it out and he put it back in the car, and then he like got in the car and he like drove the car away. And there was like another one where there was like a forest fire, and my mom, she took this piece right here and she like set these up around the table, and we're playing on a surface with a play mat on it, so these may not stand up, but we were playing on the dining room table earlier. So she had like set these up, and she had like the forest fire, and she like brought it along and she like knocked these down to like indicate that they were like being burned up. So it was a lot of fun to sort of try to express ideas with these sort of like these blocks and shapes and things like that. And I think that having some of the how cards really kept the game interesting and fresh as we went along, because there were some strange things that the how cards ask you to do.
And also, they allow you to get more letters, so it is able to basically get the game moving along, because you were waiting for Builder, and then until someone had it, you had to keep going. But, once Builder was made, even sometimes some people that didn't get Builder were the ones that basically were the winners. So the player who actually completes their word Builder first does end the game, and they get 3 extra points. But if another player just happened to have a bunch of, maybe they had just my dad, I don't know if he had like 3 letters, but then he had like three of each letter.
Right, yeah. So he had a bunch of points, and he wasn't the person who ended the game, but he ended up with the most points just because he had more letters than anybody else at the time. So you kind of have an idea of like everybody's points. It's all open information. You kind of have an idea of like where everybody stands, and that can kind of factor in on whether or not you want to end the game.
Because you're also one with, choosing which letter, because once you choose the letter, you can be like, well, if I do this, if I do a D, it's going to make the game go on, but I could do an I, and there's a chance that the player that only needs an I will get it, and then
if you are the player who needs a certain letter, you can be like, I really need that letter.
And then that's where the how cards come in, because well, I need this E to finish the game, so
maybe this how card seems like more of what I feel like I want to do on my turn, but maybe I don't need a D, maybe I need an E, so maybe I should do this one instead. So there is some strategy to selecting the what and the how cards and what you're going to play exactly. And there's also, it keeps the game flowing, because that is sort of part of the
it kind of speeds it up, because if that's not in the game where you don't have the how cards, then the game can kind of like drag just a little bit, not too much. It's still fun and goofy. You're running around with all these wooden pieces.
Well, and I thought that it was really fun to see everybody's sort of mental process
or interpretation of
how to like express certain things. So we're all individuals, and it was really interesting to see like
how my mom would express an idea, and then like how my dad would try to get us to guess a certain thing. Or it was neat to see everybody's sort of inner thoughts on certain things. It was kind of fun.
Awesome. Well, that was Builder from, let's do this, the Monkey Shine games. And we appreciate them sending us a copy. And we hope you guys are interested and check out this game for yourself. But yeah, so this is our vlog, and we will go ahead and catch you guys on the next one. Toodles!